Alright, Yu-Gi-Oh players, pretty exciting news today. We got an announcement of some brand new Blue Eye stuff coming out later in the year. We also got, surprisingly enough, Allure Queen support. Let's see if it's actually going to be any good. We got a brand new fusion, but yeah, Allure Queen is actually pretty old. I have to actually look that up. I thought that that was like actually Rune Queen of Oblivion, but it actually turns out that Allure Queen was actually the level archetype, which levels were a really cool thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, but they never really did a little bit more with the, the level system of the game. I think that's the best card they had was like level modulation, maybe with like Horus at like high level. You could maybe try to bust him out and get some value, but most of the level stuff was pretty terrible, let's be honest. But we're getting some new stuff for him. So let's see what we've got. We got the first card, which is the Golden Allure Queen, which is going to be a Link 3 Dark Spellcaster Link Effect Monster, 2500 attack, and the Link zones are in the bottom, and the left and the right, and it requires 3 spellcasters, so it is going to be a generic monster. Well, more so generic, it doesn't like an archetype specific, but it does require a spellcasters as the materials. It says if this card is link summoned, you get to special summon an Allure Queen monster from your deck or graveyard. If you do, this card gains 1500 attack until the end of the next turn. So basically, pretty good stats, right? 4000. And then the second part of the effect is you can activate the effects that equip a monster or monsters to themselves of monsters with Allure Queen in their original names as quick effects. Wow, so you can just like snatch steal monsters. So the third effect is once per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can destroy 1 card on the field. Also, Allure Queen monsters you control can't be destroyed by card effects for the rest of this turn. Wow. So whenever they do anything, you get to pop something and you get to make your stuff kind of immune. And that would include herself because it doesn't say others. So she basically protects herself, comes out pretty much 4000, right? I mean, you're going to obviously get that effect unless you're not playing it, but I don't see why you wouldn't, because it would only then protect itself. So even though it is a generic one, now I gotta go over the effects of Allure Queen so I know, like, is this even good? So obviously you would just go for the level 7 one, right? So the most powerful one, during your main phase, if this card was special summoned by the effect of Allure Queen, only when it's special summoned by level 5, so you don't even get to apply that. You can select 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field and equip it to this card, only 1 card at a time. If this card would be destroyed by battle, you destroy it instead. So, unfortunately, it doesn't really gain a huge bonus to it. It's like, okay, if it would be destroyed, you destroy that card instead, but only 1500 for a level, like that's the level 7. That is crazy. Like, this is just outdated. I mean, being able to equip as a quick effect is still pretty dang good, though, let's be honest. And then the level 5, does level 5 do something good? So you can select a level 5 or lower monster on your opponent's side of the field and equip it to this. Oh, so this one lets you steal any monster. Level 5 is 5 or lower. And then, to do pretty much the same thing, during the standby phase, by sending this card to the graveyard while it's equipped, okay, you just summon the other one. And then level 3, it's level 3 or lower. Okay. Well, at the end of the day, being able to snatch steal anything is still a pretty good effect. What about Queen's Bodyguard? Allure Queen monsters on your side of the field can't be selected as an attack target. Okay, so that's, I guess, the point of it, but then they would just attack this. So, I mean, this effect, while it is incredibly good, being able to snatch steal, it does require you to have 3 spellcasters, so there's some use with an archetype. I still think it's good. I mean, instantly you have a quick effect to steal one, and then you have a quick effect to pop one, so that's not that bad at all. Let's check out the rest of the support, because maybe it'll make a little bit more sense. So we got Allure Palace, which is a field spell card that says you can only use the third effect of this card's name up to thrice per turn. So the first part is spellcaster monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Second part is Allure Queen effect monsters you control gain this effect. You can also send this card equipped with card or cards by its own effect to the graveyard to special summon 1 spellcaster monster with 1500 or less attack from your hand or deck. Wow, that actually just works. Pretty solid as well. Awesome. The third effect is you get to send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to take an Allure Queen monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it to your opponent's field. Now that gets interesting because maybe you could grab the monster back somehow. Huh, okay. I wish this was a quick effect, so then like you could like kind of dodge one, then bring another one out and like snatch steal again. Alright, so next up we have Allure Dance, which is a continuous spell card. It says you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn, and you can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. The first part is when this card resolves, you get to add an Allure Queen monster or 1 Allure Palace from your deck to your hand. The second part says, each Allure Queen monster you control gains attack equal to the attack of the monsters equipped to it by its own effect. That's what I thought that they were going to be actually, like, just inherently added, because, again, level is so outdated here that we needed some extra stats, because 1500 was not enough, and that is pretty decent. But usually with Yu-Gi-Oh, you would try to steal the monster before they go for the combo, because eventually once they get their monster out, well, they can probably just destroy you as well. But there is some sort of protection here that is kind of nice with the third part of the effect, where the Allure Queen monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now, you can still get their effects negated, which they can just bust something out, then go for, what is that, like Link 5 and just absorb your thing that would normally let you quick effect, and then you're kind of out the card. So the deck is technically super it's disruptible, right? You can still get rid of the other card, but technically, as long as you activate this effect, this also makes it so the Allure Queen monsters you control can't be destroyed by card effects, but they can be bounced back, you know, Tiramisu doesn't target or whatever. You can still do stuff. I wish it was like, because remember, this is just for the rest of the turn, but it would have been nice to see like the Allure Queen monsters are unaffected by maybe monster effects or something. That's kind of what I think needed to be added in to make it like a super powerful archetype. Anyways, it gains the bonus stats, and then you could send one spellstorm trap you control the graveyard to spellstorm as many Allure Queen monsters with different names as possible from your graveyard. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to say from your deck. Okay. Now, that's actually not that bad. Hold on. So, if we run something that can, like, you know, get them into the graveyard, I think Grass is still banned, but I don't know if there's, like, any ways that we can just dump the cards. Checking out the Allure Queen, they are all dark. I guess you can, like, maybe go Dark Rapper Turbo and then throw in some Armageddon Knights and try to make it as fast as possible, because being able to get out multiple of these, and this is all of them, right? You can activate the effects that equip monsters of themselves with Allure Queen in the original name. So, obviously this one doesn't change over here, but if we were to look at the Allure Queen, that's triple Snatch Steals. Well, technically it doesn't give you, it gives you the monster as a spell and trap, but what would be really funny is if you stole triple, throw in that, like, Mage Power, because that would count for the equip spells, right? And then you would get, like, 2,000 attack on each one, and then they also get the stat boost of them. Maybe cool for, like, a YouTube content creator, like Highlight Play, but as far as like going second in this deck, I would say it could be relatively rough, because if you can't make this card, obviously if you can make this, I don't know how your opponent wouldn't stop at some point though, because you would just try to get that effect, and this is a quick effect though. It actually might not be that bad. Okay, let's check out the rest of the cards, and then they're all getting some reprints, level 3, 5, and 7. Yo, why did they reprint the Queen's Bodyguard? It's probably because no one used this card. It would have been cool to see at least kind of a small little shout out. I think what would have been cool with this is to summon all the Allure Queen monsters from your graveyard, but then in your graveyard or deck, you get to get the Queen's Bodyguard. That way it has this like giant little setup of getting everything out, and it would be kind of cool. But overall, I don't think it's like absolutely just a terrible archetype in terms of what we've got so far. Next up, we got another fusion. Oh, we got some. Is this a whole new archetype? Okay. Or what do we got here? This is the Duke of Demise, which is level 6 Dark Fiend fusion effect monster, 2,000 attack, 1,700 defense points, and requires 2 Fiend and our zombie monsters. Oh, some zombie support. Awesome. So it says once per turn, during your standby phase, you pay 500 life points or you destroy the card. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is it can't be destroyed by battle. Second effect is during your main phase, you can activate this effect immediately after it resolves. Normal summon 1 monster. Okay. Third part is you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a level 4 or higher fiend or zombie monster in graveyard, and add it to your hand. Okay, I mean, it doesn't like just, it doesn't have like an instant contact fusion, but being able to get an additional summon, I don't know, maybe the other support will make more sense of it. Let's check out Spirit Illusion, which is an equip spell card. It says, equip only to a level 5 or higher fiend or zombie monster. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part of it says you get to activate one of these effects. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or on your field as material. Second part is to special summon 1 doppelganger token, level 5, question mark attack, 0 defense, with the same type, attribute, and attack as the equipped monster. Okay, as the equipped monster, okay. And then the second part is, when attack is declared involving the equipped monster and an opponent's monster, you can make that opponent's monster lose attack equal to the equipped monsters. Okay, kind of an interesting little card over there. And then we have a continuous spell, trap card called the Spirit Shield. It says once per battle, when an opponent monster declares an attack, you can banish 1 fiend or zombie monster from your graveyard to negate the attack. Second part is, once per turn, when an opponent's activates a card or effect that would destroy a card or cards you control, you get to banish a fiend or zombie monster you control, one fiend or zombie monster from your graveyard to negate the activation. The third part is once per turn during the end phase, if you do not control a fiend or zombie monster, send this card to the graveyard. Okay. So being able to kind of protect your cards by just banishing. And I'm trying to wonder if there's any good cards that you could banish. Like I remember back when it was like Diva Zombies and back in the day you would run like Mizuki, but like you wouldn't really want to banish that card. Maybe you can run like Burrow from Different Dimension and kind of reset some of the stuff. But overall, I do like this effect that it does protect yourself, and that is a continuous trap too. But I'm trying to think of like, how can you just dump a bunch of monsters into the graveyard? At the top of my head, I'm like, okay, well, what is that? Pyramid Turtle? Where that card is. Okay, so you get Pyramid Turtle, you go ahead, and this is not a once per turn, and then, I don't know what others, I'm sure there's like, what, I don't know if people play like, no one really plays like these cards anymore, right? Like these are just like way outdated. Just being able to go ahead and like just crash everything, and then you can go into a bunch of stuff, maybe like you go Mystic Tomato. I think Pyramid Turtle is actually an Earth card, so it won't work with this combo, but I was just thinking off the top of my head, I'm like, okay, we just crash a bunch of tomatoes. Although, is Mystic Tomato? Because I remember this card, oh, is it Mystic Tomato? He's a plant, okay. So if we just get some sort of things that can crash zombies, maybe there's another card similar to a Pyramid Turtle. But like, if you can just dump a bunch of cards and have some protection, is that really what you want to do in Yu-Gi-Oh? Just to have some extra protection before making a play? I don't know, because I think, as far as I can see this, I don't see this being super OP, but let me know, guys, if you think there is some other cool combo with it. I'm more into the Allure Queens. I think it's much better. All right, this is actually some big announcement. Anytime there's Blue Eyes, it's just really hype for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because people just love Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. They're OG cards. So we have some confirmation on a date here. So the brand new Blue Eyes White Dragon structure deck is called Advent of the Eyes of Blue. So anyways, it's a popular card. It's going to be coming out on September 7th, but more than likely, we'll get the effects beforehand. But this is pretty good news because it lets you know, maybe stock up on some Blue Eyes stuff, because it always shoots up in price for like some of the OG stuff. I mean, DDS Blue Eyes is so expensive anyways. Not that most people would even bother putting that in the deck because it's just too expensive. But all the information that we have so far, it's going to contain 8 new cards and a rarity enhancement pack. Now, these we usually don't get in the TCG, if you guys don't know what those are. Basically, you can buy the structure deck, you pay extra money, you get like another bonus, like special booster pack, so to speak, and then it's going to have extra rarity here. And then it says 5 out of the 8 new cards will be included in the super rare or higher. Okay, but that doesn't really matter. There's actually a quarter century secret rare here. So it's going to come with 50 cards. Wow, that's actually pretty crazy. And then the rarity enhancement, you get 5 out of the 8 cards. And then 1 card only in secret rare tells you the rarity. But again, the TCG might not matter for this. This is actually pretty interesting. But we get 50 cards here. But sometimes they do vary in the TCG. But if you guys want to see what the effects of the brand new Blue Eye stuff is, obviously it's going to be announced beforehand. I'll get you guys the news on that. And you're new here, make sure you guys sub with the bell notification on, and I'll let you guys know what's in it when it does come out. But let me know, guys, what you thought of any of the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards down below. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.